There is no spiritual husband existing in the water that you're giving all of that sacrifice to. If you want to go to the water to give some of the sacrifice, take things that you give the fishes in the sea or the fishes in the river. That will even do them more good than going out of illusion and out of ignorance. You know, everything you have been told lives and dwells within you. That is why they told you that everything that was used to create us lives within. So the whole thing that was used to create us, we have it within us. They know it. You know? Because it is the same secretion a man will put into a woman to fertilize the egg. And then she creates a life. You know? This is the process of creation. Okay, somebody's asking, Cypro, what about the fallen angels? Yes, the fallen angels is actually a story about the zodiac signs. Why? Because the zodiac sign is on top of the ladder of Jacob, which is the spinal cord. That is the 12th nerve system. You know? The spinal nerves. That is the fallen angel. The spinal nerves. Please, this is a collective enlightenment for all African children. If you have a question, leave that on the comment section. Anything about African spirituality, please leave it on the comment section. We are talking about China Eke. If you have a question, you ask, we can talk about your questions also. So it doesn't necessarily mean we have one topic. So if you have something you would like to know, leave your question on the comment section. Please like and share. Please like and share. So while a lot of people are suffering, hoping to go to heaven, we are already in hell. I mean, both of them are the states of the mind. You can dwell in hell, and your physical reality will be hell. Then, if you are dwelling in heaven, your physical reality will be heaven. That is why he said that he who walks with me will never walk in darkness but light. Good evening. Okay, Zeul is saying, good evening, Shaman. I was told that I'm a man living in a woman. Does it mean that my incarnator or spiritual husband? We have our incarnator, but where our incarnator affects our physical life is the character. You know, when they say you behave like your grandfather, it means that they are your incarnator when it comes to your characteristics. You inherited that from them. Why? Because there is a DNA present. An incarnator does not mean that they are your reincarnator. It is only you who have been before, and you who is now, and you who will be tomorrow. They know that there is a process of life, death, and rebirth. So your spiritual husband is your energetic side. That is a masculine. Like I said, the masculine that exists within a feminine is the spiritual husband. It's energy. Okay, someone is saying, please, what can someone do to know where he or she came from? The day of the rising sun within your moon sign is already telling everything about you. But like I said, because our calendar is being falsified, you will never know the actual date you were born. So you need some calculations to find out. So what do you do? How do you calculate? This is what you do. Since it's 12 months, and then all of the months is 28 days. So the actual years you are now minus all of those extra numbers, you will get your actual birthday and you will get your actual moon. So the moons is 10, not 12. So you remove in 2, and then we have 31, 30, and 29. So all of the moons are 28 days in number. So remove the extra numbers. Thank you, Gifonzi. Thank you, Gifonzi. Thank you, Hera. I appreciate you. Thank you, Gifonzi. So if you find out your element, everything is solved. You can do anything from there. You can find out more from there. So the most important birthday is because why our birthday is very, very important is because the Jesus is created within our birthday every moon. So that is this is the same reason they told us that he will come like a thief at night. Why? Because they know they have not given the knowledge of the rising of the sun within, and they called him the Son of Man. Okay. How am I going to put it? Okay, you remember everything about the Bible and about the choosing of the all of the great messengers in the Bible came from a calling. They talked about it as a calling. Now, the best time to call on your ancestors is 3 a.m. in the morning. Thank you, Gifonzi. Why? Because anytime you have sleepless night from 3 a.m. to 3:30 in the morning, that is because the presence of your ancestors is within you. That is the call. Sometimes you hear your name. It's not a bad thing. The person calling you is actually an ancestor who have lived and left. So whenever you hear your name, answer the call and be prepared to receive the message. Answer the call, tell them to pass a message that you are open to receive it. So when you hear your name, it's not a bad thing. There is an ancestor calling your name. People hear their name. You can hear your name out of nowhere. It's not bad. Why? Because the presence of our ancestors exists within us. That is why we have DNA. If you're calling your ancestors and you don't have the knowledge that my ancestors exist within me, you will never understand and truly communicate with them. Why? Because they are within. It's not bad luck. Even in the Bible, it's there. It's in the Bible. You remember the story of Elijah? It's there. Yes, 4:44 a.m. is the presence of the ancestors from 3 a.m. all of that time. Yes, like somewhere in the Bible. Yes. The calling is your ancestors calling. Thank you, Gifons. Why? Because they live and dwell within us. They are not living apart from us. And they are not evil. We should love and appreciate our ancestors. Why? Because if you know the generations it took, okay, just imagine your father's side, they are marrying each other. Your great grandfather married somewhere that is different, not even a part of your mother's side, though. And after everything, they created your father. And then the same process gave birth to your mom. And then both of them comes together. Look at these two DNA. You know, the foundation that created one person is not just the present foundation that you're looking at. It's been coming. It's been evolving, you know. Now, instead of to come out and tell people the truth, they called it evolution of human being. How can you say evolution of human being just to trick us to believe that we migrated from animal? No. Quantum gospel. The question didn't come true. Quantum, your question did not come true. Quantum gospel, it didn't come true. Marrying from your tribe means that you should marry the same skin. That is your tribe. Your tribe, the skin. Quantum gospel, repeat your question. Okay. He said, "Oh, I asked that please teach us how to pay homage to our ancestors." That is what I'm telling. I'm telling you. I'm telling you the process of understanding your ancestors. If you don't know your ancestors is within you and have been there within you, you cannot communicate with them. The seat of communication is to understand that these people are present within. Oh, thank you. Just keep following me on YouTube. We are not up to 1K on YouTube. We would have been doing live there, you know. So we are not up to 1K yet. I can't do live, you know. So we have to understand the process of things. You know, you cry about death because of the physical body that you have experienced with them. Why? Because none of us is actually bonding with people in the spiritual aspect of them. So when they die, we just miss them and then we forget. There is a spiritual aspect of that person that lives everlasting, that does not experience death. And that spiritual aspect is what lives everlasting. So even when you think they are dead, they are still living with you, following you anywhere you go, trying to communicate with you. But why? Because we are not elevating the chi. We cannot respond to all of these vibrations. Thank you, goodness. You know, those call you hear just out of a sudden, that is your ancestor. Those are your loved one who have lived with you and they are now gone. And when you hear them, all you need to do is respond and tell them to pass the message. So, because before they can be able to call your name in a certain way that you have to respond to or hear or perceive, they have to create some certain things also which was difficult for them to pass on that message, just to call your name in a way you will hear. And then you neglect it and call it evil. Why is it evil? It's not evil. You know? That is to demonize our religion. When they say let the dead stay dead, that is to demonize our religion. Why? Because in African tradition, we respect the dead. We pay homage to the dead. That is why when we start our libation, what do? We start calling all of our dead ancestors. Why? Because we understand that these people also live like a frequency. When this body is gone, there is a higher self. So even this body is limiting us from having the higher self. Why? Because there is heat, greed, we take alcohol, we engage in sexual activities. All of these things will cut us off from actually attaining the higher purpose. Thank you, G Thank you for the gift. Thank you, Royal Goddess. Thank you. It's a universal truth. Thank you, Coach Nina. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate. Thank you so much. Thank you. Simiri, you wanted to say something?
Yes, Jumbo. Greetings to you, Baba.
Greetings.
I wanted to say, when you were talking about, uh, paying, talking to our ancestors
Thank
around,
you, Jifonzi. Thank you, Tim Obi. Thank you so much. Go ahead. I'm listening.
to talk to our ancestors around 10 a.m. in the morning.
Yes.
I once heard to say you should talk to them before the rise of the sun, like before.
Yes. Before the rising of the sun, 3 a.m., 4 a.m.
Okay, but I heard you said 10 a.m. also.
Yes, 10 a.m. is also very nice to communicate with your ancestors. That because there is a morning dew. Dew carries energy. Go ahead.
And I wanted to ask. I think it's out of the subject, but I'll just ask because I hear some
Go
people.
ahead. It's a collective subject.
Yes, thank you. There are some people like now. I just see a lady talking about. Apparently, there are some people that go around social media, and they will take people's video or people's picture, and then take it to their babalao or juju man, whatever you call it, so that they can destroy that person's life. I just want to, because anyway, I'm a bit skeptical about it. I'm not really agreeing. So I want to hear your mind on that. What do you think? What are your thoughts on that one? Thank you. Hello?
You can actually collect a picture of a person and then you're going to do something to a person. You know, it's not possible. It wouldn't work. Do you know why it wouldn't work?
Yeah, because that's just a reflection of them. That's not them, isn't it?
It wouldn't
And because
work. It wouldn't work because there is no karma that joins both of you together. Thank you, Jifons. There is no
yes, I was
karmic
going to say,
debt
yeah,
present,
because
so it wouldn't work.
yeah, and
For
that
somebody
you
to
don't know the
actually
person,
harm
but
you,
because
there must be a karma that relates both of you. And that karma must be maybe a exchange of words, exchange of energetic, maybe anger, energetic anger, negative energy. Thank you, Jifons. So that karma will now bond the two people together in order to create any further negative energy. But you on the receiving side can cut it off. Thank you, Jifons. Thank you so much. It's not possible. Nobody can harm you with your picture unless there is a karmic present. Thank you,
thank you.
Jifons.
So exactly. So it's like you need to be connected to the person, or you need to have something that joined the two of you together for the thing to even
Yes,
go ahead.
yes,
So
something must start it. Thank you, Jifons. Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you so
And
much
I've
for
just
that gift.
seen
Thank you so much. I appreciate.
a lot of our spiritual, I don't know whether to call guru or anything. They are also
Thank you, Jifons.
propaganding. They are also propaganding fear. They're preaching fear too much on people so that they can be using them. So it's just the same thing again, you know. Especially those ones
You
that
know,
say, yeah, go ahead.
whoever is preaching seer to a person, the karma becomes their responsibility, and whoever falls for it, it becomes their lesson.
Hmm. Wow.
It's
Thank you for
law
the
of
gift.
opposite. You can only attract yourself. You know, if you have anxiety, it means you're living material life. So the quest of material life will lead you to learn a lesson.
Yeah. And I want to ask, like, there's something like me. I'm not really a practical person. I've come
Okay.
to, yeah, like when I found you, that's when I came to understand that I'm
Thank
more
you,
of a
Defense.
I'm more of a mind person. Like everything I think of in my mind, and if I'm really focused on that, it really happened. Cause I used to wonder, like, if I see somebody,
Thank you,
maybe they'll
Defense.
tell me you need to wake up at a certain time and do this type of ritual, or just like maybe the example, let's say you have to bath like 7 times a week, and with shell with the calories and all that and stuff like that, like for 7 days. But maybe I'll start, then I won't go through with it because I don't. When I'm starting, I'm excited, but then along like 2 days or 3 days, I give up. I just leave it. Then I focus on my mind, and I know to say that thing that I want it to happen because it's me and it's there in my mind. So, what's your thought on that? Like, I'm not really. I think that's why I left religion as well, because I don't really do well with same thing. Sorry, same thing, like repeating the same thing. I don't know, religious kind of way. I'm not that good with it. I don't know. Can you just say it a little bit on that? What are your thoughts, or am I doing it
That is
wrong?
what the Igbo people call obanje, a child who is different from the others. Now you look at now. I want to tell you something, and everybody here. Thank you, Ako. I want to tell everybody here something real fast. See, if you're betting any soap produced in the factory is affecting your consciousness. Why? Because the hose on your skin is directly connected to the medulla oblongata. That is why when you poke yourself with something, you can directly get it from the signal of the brain. Yes, you can. You can contact me directly on WhatsApp. My number is on my profile. So, most of the soap they are selling in Africa, is manufactured with chemical that also affects the brain. So, if you're betting with all this European soap, mind the way you use it. Please, I just want to say real fast. Mind the way you use their soap. Use African black soap that is made out of palm frond. Never give the unnatural things into the natural things. Yes, people who have karmic debt with can come as a relationship, they can come as a friend. But instead of being the actual friend, they are always opposite of what a friend should be. Instead of being a lover, they are always opposite of what a lover should be. So whatever you actually want to have from a person, maybe the care or whatever it is, they will always give you opposite of that. So which means they will give you trauma. That is karmic. And you need to cleanse it also. So in your own in your aspect, Semiri is called, that is what we call obanje, a child who is different from others. So right from being a child, you don't process things like the others. Why? Because you think you are an overthinker. When somebody is an overthinker, they give you a message, you will keep processing that thing. You know, you will keep processing, you will keep processing, you will keep, is this right? You
Oh
go through
my
it this
goodness.
way, no, it's not right. You go through it another way, is not right until it makes sense.
Mm,
Your
mm.
brain will never rest. And people who are overthinker always do this. How do you know you are an overthinker? When you have a conversation with somebody and then you go home, at midnight you will remember something you should have said.
Mm.
And the sleep gone. You start thinking.
Thinking.
Yes, the sleep will be totally gone.
Hey God, we
Why?
have
Because
to.
right from childhood, you're not actually the one who reminded you of that. It's your ancestors who reminded you what you should have said. Why? Because
Hey,
one with God is with
way.
majority. So at
Hey,
that moment when you were
way.
having that conversation, you weren't with them. That is what we say. Onye buru chi ụzọ gbagbuo onwe ya n'ọsọ. When you are ahead of your spiritual self, you will always make mistakes in words, conversation, and everything you do in life.
Hey, so that's how my life has been. Hey, way, God.
So that is what makes you an obanje. You are different. You process things. You don't project. You observe.
Oh, yeah, and sometimes I feel bad because I feel like, why am I doing this? I would see somebody, I'll be talking, they are talking, I'm listening to what they're saying, but I'm looking at them, trying to know who they are, like learning them, because I have that ability of just talking to somebody, I know who they are, kind of. I don't know if it makes sense.
You know, that is the thing. Somebody like you, like somebody will say something to you now. You just have a normal conversation, and then when you are going out of that conversation actually begin to make sense. Now you begin to see things that person is not saying. And now, when you have another meeting with that person again, you become a different person. Why? Because you have heard something that they didn't say, but attached it on the comment they made. So, what happens when you become like that? The person will say you have changed. You look so different. You act so different. Why? Because on your
He's freezed.
own side, you no longer.
You froze. We didn't hear what you said. Can you hear us?
Okay, I had a call.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we didn't hear what we said at
I
the
had a
end.
call that as well. Okay, what I was saying is, when you find out this, you no longer engage with them or their negative side. Why? Because when a witch is actually what they call negative vampires. A witch is not a bad thing at all. A witch is a wisdom that comes from the inner self. You know. Now, when a witch comes to you, before a witch can be able to engage in your energetic field, this is what they do. They introduce a word. That is why I told you that nobody can harm you if you haven't opened the door. That is why before a vampire comes into your house, they wait for your invitation. So how do they do it? They speak a word. Thank you, Giffons. They speak a word. And what does that work? What does the word do? It activates the negative aspect of you. We all have it. So once you open that door, they suck on you. The story of vampire does not exist. They are talking about the energetic people who suck on other people, innocent people.
People.
They use their
Yeah.
energy to survive and live a good life. So that is why if there is no positive energy around them, they start acting mad. And when you no longer open the door for them, they just hate you out of the ordinary. Why? Because they
And
start saying you have changed. Why? Because you changed because you closed a portal.
yes, exactly. And that's why I was coming. Sorry, the last one. I tend to have this thing where I attract people, yes, And sometimes I'll be like, oh, this is a good, I want to continue. But then when, like you said, when I've learned them, I've seen them, I'm like, oh no, I don't want this type of relationship, because I don't engage in everything. I don't know, before it used to, but now since I don't want to engage in anything that I know, it will drain me, especially on this platform where we are, like TikTok, because you find things that are not really okay. And I feel like those are the door that people open for themselves without knowing it.
Yes.
They are allowing those energy to come. And then when you go to bed sleeping, especially if you finish watching TikTok, then you dream of
Yes.
something, maybe somebody attacking you. So it's most of the result of here. And like, yeah, sorry, I went out of the thing I wanted to say. I've tend not to, like, I will attract people. They will come, yes, 2 minutes. Then I will be friends with them. Like after 1 month or so, then I'll be like, no, this is not working. And they complain, oh, you are not like this. You used to be this to me and everything. So how do I do, like, to not, no, I can't say attract because I can't stop. I don't know what
You
to
can't
say.
help it. It's your energy.
It's in it. So the only way to go forward is just continue. I don't know. Sorry, my daughter.
So it's just like that. People introduce some kind. Coach Nina, do you want to say something?
I
You've been
mean, I,
here,
I
and
was, oh, so it's okay. I was just listening to you. I was just listening to what she was saying, and it's kind of like a similar thing like me. But me, I'm very blunt. I'm very, very blunt. I
yes,
have I'm that kind of person that I will say it, and if you hurt your feelings, however you want to take it, you take it as it is. I don't sugarcoat my words. And
yes,
and with friendship, and that's why maybe right now I don't have friendship. I don't have friends because I rather be by myself than be around people that they when I say something, it's either you're doing too much or you're showing off, or why do you have to talk like that? Why can't you just put it a certain way? And it's hard for me to do that. It's very hard for me to do that. And it's been like this as a child. I don't take nonsense for it.
wow,
Doesn't matter who you are. If you don't, it doesn't matter. As long you're not the one who brought me on this earth, I care less. I don't know why it's like that.
Oh, did he go off again?
Yeah, I think
Hello?
I think it's I think why do
I'm here.
Oh
I'm
my
listening to
god,
you.
that picture scared me. Oh my goodness. Woo.
That picture scared me. Oh my goodness.
Woo.
I'll just go down.
Oh
I hope
my
I'm still
goodness.
coming out clear.
Yeah, you're coming, but that other picture you put, oh my goodness, it's very
Yeah, you're
scary.
coming, but that other picture you put, oh my goodness.
That picture scared. The first one scared me. I wasn't expecting picture to come up like that.
Okay, it's a divine feminine.
But honey, that picture scared me. Look at how my heart dropped. Whew.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't have fear. It's getting dark where I am, so
I
I
understand.
needed. Yes, I needed to cover up the picture.
Okay, it's okay. Yeah, so I don't know why is it like that. Um,
Hello,
Me,
hello,
I like
Shaman.
the picture you put first.
no,
Medusa.
I don't like that picture. It scared me.
It's
I feel like
good.
I was
It's
going to
Please,
good.
jump out of my skin.
please,
That's
please,
Medusa. Good
please.
evening,
Terry
Queen.
Pamela, open your camera, please. Open your camera.
Biko, anyway,
It's dark
Shama,
where I am. It's dark where I am.
Biko,
Please just
anyway,
open. Yeah, go ahead.
onye a na ka bịara n'ugbu a na ọ chọrọ ka ịsacha ya hịa ya
Hmm?
mmehie ya.
Kono.
ka onye ọcha nọ ugbu a na ọ ga-agwa gị.
Onye ọcha ị na-afụ bụ olu nwoke ka m na-anụ.
Cherenụ na ka ọ kọrọ gị, ọ chọrọ ịjụ gị otu ọ gị si asa njọ ya.
Okay, go ahead.
Si egbu ihe onyonyo ya o.
Biko Terry, gbanye ihe onyonyo gị ya ka m na-ekwu, gbanye on your camera.
Onye ọcha.
Okay, Terry, please on your camera.
It's dark where I am.
It doesn't matter, just on your camera.
Oh.
Hey, this is good. I know killers.
Is it on now?
No, it's not on.
It's not on yet. You should have something like a flashlight so we can see you.
Don't be scared.
It's very, very important. You see all of these women here you see here, I know all of them. So if you have to come up, I need to see your face.
Okay, I'm coming.
It's a program for us all. So while you're figuring it out, let's continue.
Can you see me now?
Coach.
So.
I can see you now. You are even more handsome than the white woman you're using.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for saying that.
Well, okay, why are you using that picture?
But you know, no. The thing is that we all know how the media works. So I'm not revealing my identity online.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
You use your Nigerian account to follow people like us now, so you wouldn't go all of that stress.
Oh yeah, now no problem. I go do like I go do am.
Okay, ask your question.
Yeah. So my question is, I was the one who asked, how do you know you have karmic debt with someone? And I understand your answer. Like it's a kind of answer like it's always coming out of my mind. Like whenever I ask myself that question, my mind will tell me this is the answer. Like I don't know where the voice they come from. You just tell me saying that the answer. So now that you answered the question, like I feel so grounded about the answer that has been coming to my mind because I've been having doubts. So now the question is that do this kind of debt, how can it be cleansed? Like how do we cleanse it?
Okay, we do it through Ikwalu or Isauke in Igbo language. You can do it for yourself. Somebody who is working this part will do it for you, because if you do it for you for yourself, you can save yourself from your own karma, and not be every karma that they interfere. I will have to check it. If it's something I can interfere, then I can do it.
Okay.
That is what you people call the sacrifice of the Ori.
Bori, okay.
So but the problem is if they kill animal for you, for your head during this process, you inherited even more karma.
What?
Yes.
Jesus. God, like, are you for real?
Yes.
Damn. How? Like even catfish?
Catfish is an animal now. Wasn't it alive before you killed it?
It was.
They are serving their own purpose. So you are stopping them from serving their purpose. You think you inherit karma only when you kill a human being? No, now. There are other things. Even a tree. When you cut a tree without taking permission and respecting them, you will inherit karma. Why? Because they have consciousness.
So So that means that all the things that they did that we were not aware of it, how do we pay for? How are we going to do it?
Yeah, like I was not we were not aware. Thank you, Coach Nina. I was not aware. Like I've done this sacrifice you're talking about. Like I've done it about, let's say, maximum about 5 to 6 times. Like to all these fast places, or like all these babalawo stuffs like that. Like they are going to do it for you after paying a certain amount. Like they will kill catfish on your head,
Mm.
yeah, stuff like that.
It's not about being aware, because when you bring the money for the work, you are very much aware.
I have a question. What about if your parents did it and you were not aware? Like you were not, you
My
don't know what was going on.
yeah,
That's what
my
I'm
yeah,
saying.
our parents. That is our parents.
Is not even the one our parents did that is a problem. The
Which
one
one?
that is more problem is the one we did when we existed in a former life.
Don't be talking. Hey, go. How am I going to know that existed
It's
before? Oh God, have mercy.
This is
This
not
is
your first existence now. Why? Because for you to come up to exist in this time means that you have lived before. Why? Because for us to live, we have experienced death. That is why we are the devil. The meaning of devil means we have lived and we are evil. So life comes and death come. And after death, what happens? Rebirth. That is the process of reincarnation. I talked about it in the morning because this is also the trinity we have to follow in life. It's a trinity process. So the trinity is not only affecting our way of life and our spiritual life, it's also affecting our process of existence.
my brother, breathe again. Oh. Take a deep breath.
Your life no start now. You have been living. That is why in Igbo we call it Ezumezu Agwu Ikenga. And then what do they call it in your language? They call it Eshu. Eshu is the seat of reincarnation, because Eshu is the expression of the life you have lived before and the one you are living in this present. That is why they say that everything we do comes from the mastering of what we have been doing over a lifetime. That is the purpose we are serving.
okay,
When they
okay, okay,
say you
okay.
have a calling, or your calling is the purpose that you have been mastering all over lifetime.
Okay, okay, okay. You said you made a statement now. You said things we are doing like at this present reality, this present moment, like stuff you are doing are stuff we've done in our past life, right?
Yes.
So, for example, a musician now, like at this present moment, like
Mm.
for example, I'm a musician now. Does that mean I've
Mm.
once sing before in my former life?
That is why it's not good to jealous anybody. Wizkid and Burna Boy is better because they have been doing it all over lifetime. That mastering didn't start from now. And then you look at C. Ronaldo, he's better than others. Why? Because he's been mastering it all over lifetime. He didn't start now. That is why even when he was a kid, he was a professional. So if you're finding it difficult to add work to it, that means you you just started mastering them. Either in this life you find out you have this kind of gift, and then you started mastering it will be difficult. Like somebody who came with it from the mastering of a past life into this life. Just like with time now, when Michael Jackson will reincarnate, he will take over the world again. Why? Because he's been mastering it. And at that time, none of us will remember is Michael. Why? Because he's going to come in a different
Na-
family,
In a
different
different,
name,
yeah.
different country. Everything is going to be different.
Wow, wow, wow.
He might even come like one blind boy you don't even know.
Hmm.
You know?
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm enjoying this. Like I'm fucking enjoying it. Okay, I've got a question. But like, person wey dey smoke, like person wey dey smoke, wey dey do drugs, wey dey do ashawo, they don do am for their past life.
Now,
That's a good
now,
question.
now, yes, it's a good
That's a good
question. That is
one,
why I
though.
laughed. I love people who ask good questions. Now, this is how it is, It's either your karma push you to something good or it push you to something worse. How is it possible? This is it. Now, when you have karma is for lesson. That is why when we have good things, we celebrate. And when we are suffering, we don't celebrate. We term it to be evil. We say Satan have come to tempt us. Now, when you're going through this temptation, it's your responsibility to see it as a lesson or see it as a way to end yourself even more. Hello, Lady P, you're welcome. So it's either you're breaking out of the karma or you're dwelling, even creating more karma for yourself. So a lot of people do better than others. Why? Because when they go through the lesson of life, they pick the lesson and then they move forward. So that is why for a woman or a man to cheat because of materialism is not excuse. Why? Because they are actually people who stood up out of their comfort zone and they moved to achieve. If a woman made money from prostitution, I have seen even women who made more money from hard work. The kind of money ritual cannot do for you. I've seen women who made it from hard work, from suffering. So it's a choice. You can't say your condition made you to do it. You did it
That's
because you
true.
choose to do it.
Can I just say something on, can I ask you something on the one that he just said?
Please
Example,
go ahead. Please, how can I open this thing for up to 6 people or more so that there are people requesting to join? I want to open it to be up to 6. How do I do it, please?
you go on the top, you know where it's got that like infinity sign. When you go on settings.
Yes, the ... more.
Yes, yeah. So go on the other one that says more. It's a blue one, I think. Not the
Yes,
pink one, the
setting.
blue one. Setting, yes. Then go on the other one that press. It will show. It will make it like
Which one? Which one actually? Which
the
blue
blue
one?
one. The blue one. Go to the blue one. Because there are two. There's a pink one and the blue one. So take the blue one.
Where is the blue one?
You know when you go on the setting,
Yes.
you go on the settings, then there's that infinity sign. You press
Yes, I
there.
am on the setting and I'm not seeing any infinity line. I'm seeing comment setting,
No,
moderators,
no, go back.
rankings,
Go back. You
not there.
come back on the guests and the other sign. You know when you said when it says guests, inviting guests and the other sign.
Okay, guest. Yes, I see the guest. Yeah.
Then the
Yeah.
other one that comes before guest.
That is the host.
Okay.